Before Iowa employers start figuring out how they'll respond to and enforce the mandate, it's important to understand how President Biden even has the legal power to mandate vaccines among not just government employees, but hospitals and private companies. Local 5's Eva Anderson continues our team coverage, speaking with an attorney who helped break that down. Eva.
Stephanie, Des Moines attorney Gary Dickey explained that Biden cannot do a blanket vaccine mandate among all Americans. So he's exercising his legal power in what areas he can. That breaks down to three broad groups over which he has jurisdiction. Here's what those look like. Left to right, that's companies that employ more than 100 people, hospitals that serve patients covered that receive Medicare or Medicaid funding, and government employees. It's easy to understand how the president would be able to mandate the vaccine for federal workers. As for the other two groups, Gary Dickey explains.
For hospitals that receive Medicare and Medicaid funds, they can make receipt of those funds condition upon having your employees vaccinated. And then for businesses and industries that fall within the regulation of OSHA, he's directed OSHA to impose a vaccination requirement as a safety rule for those industries.
So, of course, this is big news. Dickey says tonight likely a lot of companies, legal and HR teams are scrambling to come up with a plan on how they're going to implement that while still awaiting more information from the Department of Labor. But he says we can still expect people to likely opt out of the vaccine through religious exemptions or medical ones if they're immunocompromised. He also says some employers may even try to find loopholes like this one.
Conceivably, you could split up into multiple companies so that you have several affiliates that have less than 100 to get around that requirement. I suspect when you have a company that's large, that is that large, it creates more of a headache to get around the executive order than it would be to comply with it.
Tonight, local physicians are also weighing in. Late last week, we introduced you to Dr. Lance Van Gundy. He's the ER doctor from Marshalltown who went viral last week after he posted a video to Facebook pleading for people to get the vaccine. Tonight, he reacts to Biden's announcement.
I appreciate it's going to be a controversial proposal for a country that really values individual liberty. That's not lost on me. But the truth is, his efforts are probably going to save lives.
Tonight, we're also hearing your reactions on social media, from community members to elected officials. Governor Reynolds responding to the mandate, tweeting in part, Biden's plan will only worsen our workforce shortage and further limit our economic recovery. Then Kathy Jensen-Mathiasen said to the news of the mandates, keep them coming. While Travis Green said, well, that's one way to, quote, create jobs, Joe. So across the board, we're getting those reactions, and we'd still like to hear from you. What do you think of the mandate? Text us at 515-457-1026. That number is right there on your screen. Eva Anderson, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.